Hello, celestial beings, and happy Jupiter and Cancer to all who celebrate, and especially to anyone like me who has Cancer in your big three. So, you might be hearing, okay, Jupiter's entering Cancer. This is going to be a great time. So, let's get into it. But first, I'm Mel, I'm your pocket mystic, and today we're basically going to be talking about how understanding what's happening in the cosmos can really help you reach your highest potential. So, Jupiter is a really, really fun planet. Basically, the planet of expansion, blessings, wisdom, community, hope. It's a planet of luck, abundance, all the good things. And Jupiter has spent the last 12 months in the sign of Gemini, which is a sign of its detriment. And to understand what that means, basically think about a person you know who you feel like brings out the worst qualities in you. You hate how you react around them. You know that you're better than that, but you can't help just feeling like they're getting under your skin and irking you. That's what it means when someone says a planet is in its detriment. And that is what Gemini has been for Jupiter. So, this planet of hope, abundance, joy, community has been in a sign where it doesn't do very well. But now it's moving into Cancer, which is a sign of its exaltation. And basically, that's a way of saying, think about the person who makes you feel the best, like your number one hype man, your number one cheerleader, the person who just pumps you up, sees the best in you, and helps you achieve the best in yourself. That's the sign where Jupiter has just moved into. So, again, the planet of expansion, blessings, wisdom, abundance is now in the sign where it is thriving. That is why astrologers are so excited about this time. Cancer is a sign of intuition, emotions, and sacred home. So, this transit is one big cosmic invitation to come home to yourself and nurture the communities where you find home. So, let's talk about what this means and how you can work with this energy to feel more rooted, more nourished, and more tuned in to your heart's truth. So, one of the big themes of this time will be expansion through emotion. This transit says, feel more, not less. Let yourself go deep. Let the tears flow, the laughter come from your belly. Healing happens when we stop trying to make sense of it all and just feel. You can't logic yourself out of emotions. This is a beautiful time for inner child healing, for ancestral reconnection, and for trusting our intuitive nudges. If you use this time to be curious about your emotions and what they're trying to teach you, you'll probably get a lot of really powerful downloads, a lot of aha moments where suddenly everything is just connecting the dots. It's like that saying, if it's hysterical, it's historical. Well, now is a great time to dig into those things and to reprogram your stories around it and your nervous system to help find abundance in whatever form abundance looks like for you. The other theme that's going to be coming up during this time is home as a sacred portal. Jupiter in Cancer asks us, where and with whom do we feel safe to be our fullest self? This is a great time to really nurture those bonds with your chosen family, to nest, or even a good time to move to a place that feels more aligned with your soul. Yes, home is more than just a building. It is a feeling, but this is a good time to really invest in how your home feels to you. Do you have a room that you don't like? Do you want a new couch that's more comfortable? This time is great for really creating a home that's going to feel nurturing. So throw out that coffee table that you absolutely hate and invest in a pillow that actually helps your neck recover while you sleep. Make every corner of your life feel like a sanctuary. So, of course, this expands beyond just your physical home, but into your rituals and how they nurture you and your soul. And like I said, in how you deepen your bonds with the people that you have chosen to call family. Home is a sacred portal. It's where you can connect with your most authentic self. So make sure that you're making it a place where you feel safe to do that, whether the place is in the people or the physical place where you reside. Another big theme during this time will be nourishment is magic. This transit is a reminder that nurturing is not a distraction from your purpose. It is your purpose. Whether you're making soup, planting dreams, or holding space for a friend, this is the time to honor softness as strength. Let Jupiter show you where your gifts of care are most needed and where you yourself deserve to receive, even if it's just from yourself. If you're someone like me who feels really uncomfortable being in the position of receiving, this is a great time to work on that because Jupiter is a planet that works best when you open yourself up to that receiving energy. And speaking of, another big theme during this time will be shadow work. And what that means is really just integrating all parts of ourselves, some of the parts of ourselves that we have rejected because we think they're bad or unlovable. So, for example, with me, I'm really afraid of being selfish. I think that no one will love me if I'm selfish. And that's part of the reason I'm afraid of receiving, because receiving to me seems a little selfish. But there is so much value in prioritizing ourselves. As I said before, nourishment is magic. And there's no greater feeling than when you're able to give something to someone and you see them receive it with joy. It's not a selfish act, it's a part of community. So for me during this time, it's a great time to do the shadow work of integrating the part of myself that is selfish and honoring it for the value that it brings to my life. Each of the parts of ourselves have a purpose and a role. And so this time is really looking at those parts where we say, ooh, and honoring them for how they help us in our lives. And this will be really important during this time because Jupiter is the planet of expansion, as we've said, and Cancer is a planet of emotion. So therefore, our emotions will be expanded. Sometimes we might feel flooded by them or tempted to retreat into nostalgia or codependency or overgiving. The temptation is to go back to a place where we feel safe, which is often programmed in us in early childhood about what makes us lovable. But these high emotions are intended to help us address the inner child or the inner wounds that are making us want to retreat and learn how to integrate that into who we are. And through that, we're able to create better emotional boundaries for ourselves. Not every emotional wave needs to be surfed. Sometimes it just needs its hand held and to be told that it's seen and understood. It's funny because when I think about this time and the tarot card associated with it, I thought about the Queen of Cups. She is the sovereign of sensitivity. She is the intuitive healer. She doesn't suppress her emotions, she channels them into wisdom. But when I pulled a tarot card for this time, I got the Page of Cups, which is really perfect for the beginning of this period because all page cards represent new beginnings, the start of something new, but the Page of Cups specifically represents creative inspiration. It encourages you to connect with your inner child, embrace your feelings, and trust your intuition. It's a page. He's just starting out, so some of this stuff will feel new. So especially at the beginning of this time period, some of this stuff is going to feel like, oh, I'm not ready. I don't know how to handle this. And that's okay. You don't have to know how to handle everything at the beginning as it's coming in. This is a learning process. It's an evolution. It's building up your emotional intuition. It's helping you connect with your inner child to deepen that bond and giving you these new creative sparks and a different energy in which to engage with them in. And I believe by the end of this 12-month period, we will become the Queen of Cups. We will learn how to hold ourselves with reverence, every single piece of ourselves with reverence, even those shadow sides. We'll be able to speak kindly to our inner world, to offer compassion without drowning in it. A great way for you to engage with this energy would be to do your own tarot practice here. So grab your deck, shuffle it, move it around however you feel called, and then pull out 3 cards. The first card is going to tell you what is ready to be nurtured in you. The second card is going to tell you what does emotional expansion look like for me now. And the third card will tell you what part of me is craving to come home. let the cards really prompt you to dig into your inner subconscious and what's going on and what's ready to be released and expanded on during this time period. In closing, as Jupiter journeys through Cancer, remember, you are allowed to need. You are allowed to feel every single feeling. And you are allowed to receive. Let this be your season of deep nourishment, emotional sovereignty, and coming home to yourself. If you felt something stirring during this video, I'd love if you liked, shared, or subscribed. And drop a comment. What's blossoming in your emotional garden right now? What did the tarot have to say to you? Until next time, take tender care.